but not in the same way and not on the same day. I'm going to share my experience of how I taught my daughter to read. An experience that dates nearly back to about 25 years ago. So, all of you can try this. If you think that your child has a problem with reading, the child is not able to understand the formation of letters, not able to put two letters together and make a word. So, like I said in my previous video, even if your child is in the primary, always start a couple of notches below from wherever your child is. If your child is in the second standard or in the third standard, it is always fine to start at the UKG level or the first standard level, or it's okay, you start even with the letters. So the first thing that we must ensure that is that the child knows the sequence of letters from A to Z. The sequence must be right. I have come across children in the second standard, third standard who are still not sure of the letters while we work with the child in the remedial room or the lab that where the child comes to us, and we found that when the class has progressed and they're already reading big books, the child is still struggling to know which letter is it. There's confusion in the letters and unable to recognize the letters. There's always a confusion between the B and the D and the M and the W. There's always this letters where the class has gone ahead. And somewhere the parent and the teacher also, it's difficult for the teacher again in a class of 30, 40. Of course, the teacher might come across a lot of mistakes and errors, and most of the time it's copy writing that is happening from the board. The child copies and writes it down. When the child goes home, it's again shuttling the child from the school to the tuition class, where again this copy writing happens. So the mother is also not aware where the child stands. Now again, this is one of the best times to know that, where the parent can sit with the child to know where exactly the child stands. How much does the child know? Where is there a confusion? Is my child okay? Does my child know the sequence? Is my child able to read putting letters together? It can be 2 letter, 3 letter, it moves on. But for all that, the basic thing is you start at the ground level, at the scratch level. Now I'm going to share with you this method where you start from the scratch. There's no point in starting from, my child is in the third standard, so my child has to learn with start off with 3 letters or 4 letter words and then reading short sentences. What if my child doesn't even know the letters? So then I need to start down. It's okay to start down, So this method I worked with my daughter the very next day after her first birthday. That's what I did. I didn't begin this much later on. So I just experimented what I read. I thought that was the right time because I was at home. I quit my job because of my pregnancy and then taking care of my daughter. So then I thought that was the best time for me to experiment what I had read. Now there are few prerequisites for this. You need to prepare certain materials. So instead of buying flashcards, I made them, and we had our house was full of children. When I came back to my in-laws place, we had a brother-in-law's children and sister-in-law's children and all. So I decided to make use of that energy that was around. I could keep them quiet and get my work done. So I had the older ones cut the cardboards that was there, and the smaller ones who could paint and color, I gave them sketch pens, and they also had a good collection of sketch and felt pens and paints. So those of them who were good at painting did what I asked them to do. The others cut. So I got work done also. So this, I began this work when my daughter was just about 8 months. So there was enough time for me to plan and put things together so that I could work it out, because I had this in mind that I would start just after her first birthday or just after she's 1 year old. So I had this work to be done. So this is what I did. I didn't go out and buy, I didn't go running to the stationery shop and all that. All of you, I think when you buy your clothes, especially men, when they buy their shirts, you come across this kind of cardboard where their shirts are packed. It's hard cardboard. Don't throw it away. One side it's brown and the other side it's white. Make use of that. They're pretty hard. They're pretty sturdy. And you see, they're not flimsy. Quite sturdy they are. You can cut them into strips like this, long strips. Okay, and then you can cut them into small pieces required for your flashcards. This way, where you can hold it between your fingers, in which you can move. It should be that big, neither too big or too small. This is how you do it. Okay, so beginning with this KG cardboard, hard cardboards, or if you have KG cardboards, you can use it. Cut it down into strips, thin strips like this of equal length, and then into cards of this length, or it can be the size of your playing cards. That would be the actual size. I'm not going to put down the measurement, but yes, you know that which you can hold in your hand. Now, once this is done, using a pencil, you can write the letters lightly on the cards, on the white side of the card, and then you can use paint. See, over here I've done cards. You can use a broad brush like this, broad nib brush like this, using a dark color. This is black. You may use bright red. Actually, red is very eye-catching. Red, dark blue on the white side. You can write your letters like this using a broad nibbed pen, or you can use sketch pens. You can color them up, where when you write this way, write it in the, don't use a stencil, because I don't know, I'm not very happy about using a stencil. I haven't used freehand drawing. Thicken the lines with the sketch pen, a dark color, red color, or the dark blue sketch pen, or use paints. Now there are some prerequisites which you need. Now once this is done, put it away in a pouch. Don't let it fall here and there, and no one can misuse it, especially your child, because it's a game. If your child misuses with any of the cards, then you stop the game. You do not continue with the game. The child must know. You don't have to shout and scream and all. Just put it away. We stop playing. That's it. Your child will understand these simple things, and so when the child knows, okay, mama is not playing this game, then your child will learn to behave. So once that is done, choose a particular time of the day when all your work is over and there is a lot of quietness around, and a particular room in your house which does not have any form of distractions. Now most of our rooms, we have calendars and pictures and cartoons sticking all over the place. The room must be plain, devoid of all these distractions that are there, dolls and soft toys. Remove everything. Let the room be plain, with the basic necessities in the room. You can sit down on the carpet or sit on the cot on your bed, somewhere where it is very quiet and where it is plain. The intention behind this is that your child must not be distracted when you are teaching your child the letters. No form of distractions must distract the child. So that's the intention behind this. And you need to practice to move the letters fast. As you're holding this, you need to move the letters one behind the other like this in your hand as you are working with your child. You need to just practice this. I did this nearly 15 years ago, the last time, when my younger child was born. So after that I haven't done this flashcard thing. But yes, I still remember the method, so I would like to share with you that I'm sharing with you over here. So here, this is how you need to move. Do not take more than a second. It's a second. Within 2 seconds, 1 or 2 seconds, the card must be moved. So quickly, and your child can grasp the letters quickly. The younger the child is, the better it can grasp. Do not underestimate the ability of the child, because when the child doesn't know anything, it's very easy to teach the child something new. So this is how it goes. Your child sitting right in front of you. The child must not even look at you. What the child needs to look at is the cards. and it should be bright that attracts the child's attention. Again, the visual concept is used over here, where the child hears your sound. When you're showing your child A, it should be A, B, C. That's how it goes. When the child sees the letter, it must also hear the sound. So you should be, you should practice this a little before, playing this game with your child. So as your child is watching you do this, at the same time you must be careful that you do not hold the card on for too long, because again the child will get distracted or bored. This can happen. So that's the reason that I told you that you need to move it quickly. It's A, B, C, and you need to know that when you're saying B, you're holding B in front of your child. When you're saying C, you're holding C in front of the child. So that's how it should be, and that fast. Within 3 minutes, you must finish playing this cards A to Z. 1 minute for that one set, A to Z in 1 minute. You need to move the cards quickly. So you need to pause between one set. Once you finish till Z, pause for about 5-6 seconds and begin again. Again, when you finish the second set, pause again for another 5-6 seconds and begin again. That's it. Put it away. Once that is over, do not do anything else. Just simply pack everything and put it into your pouch or whatever you have, and put your child down, and then carry on with whatever work that you are doing. So there isn't any need for you to carry on or think that, oh, has my child understood, so let me do it once more. Don't do anything. Finish showing your child the card 3 times. Within 3 minutes, keep a tab on the time. 3 minutes, 3 times you need to show, and finish it and put it away. And this must be done at a time, sometime in the morning, around 10 o'clock, 10, 11, when everything is switched off. Your phone must be off. No messages, no sound of any messages must disturb the child. When I did it, I didn't have a problem with the mobile phones and all at that time. The only thing that I had to be bothered was the landline, which I put down on the first floor. So, I was free of all these. Your cooking, your gas stoves, your cookers, everything must be off. It has to be quiet, very quiet. No distractions, no friends calling in, nothing else. If there is somebody in the house, just tell them half an hour you must not be disturbed. Finish this within that 10 minutes of sitting and putting things down, packing all these. It must be over within 10 minutes. And you do this thrice a day, preferably thrice. I did it thrice a day. So once around 10 o'clock in the morning, then around say after lunch, say that 2:30 to 3:30 time, where everyone's down, after lunch, taking a nap, so everything's very quiet. And then I did it sometime just after lighting the lamp. That's one time when everything is very quiet. That 6:36 between that time. So finish it, or keep it at a comfortable time, say about twice a day, morning and then sometime around 3:30 and 4 if you're comfortable during that time. And just do this. One of the most important thing that you must know is, do not test your child. If your child has been introduced to the letters for the first time, like I did with my child, just 1 year, 1.5, 2 years, a child has not gone to school, not seen any ABCDs and all that, then you do not test your child. Put it down and say you want to experiment, you're excited to know whether if your experiment has worked. Don't do that. The child will be put off, and you will not find the child, you will not be able to hold the interest of your child. Now, if your child is already going to school, LKG, UKG, first standard, second standard, like I said before, I do have children come to me with, children from third standard, second standard, third standard, who are still confused with the alphabet. So what you can do is, the alphabets that you have written down, you could just make these alphabets and put it down, spread it down on the mat or on the carpet, spread it down, and you start the, let's arrange the first 10 letters in the right order. So we'll begin with A. Don't make the child do all the 26 letters at one go. So you will also know where the child stands. This is how you do things in breaks. So if the child does everything fine, then you have nothing to worry. Then you can go over to the next level. But then you should know at which level your child stands. So then you have to begin at this scratch level. Now let's begin with the game. Arrange the first 10 letters in order. Now that goes on, arrange the next 10 letters. If your child is fine with arranging the first 10 letters, next 10 letters, and then finish off with the remaining letters. Now if that's done, then you have nothing to worry. If there is a confusion, in arranging the first 10 letters, you don't know the sequence, there's a confusion after C, what comes, whether if it's D or whether if it's E, there's a confusion, then you help your child. Do it about a couple of times and then support your child to keep it in order. Let that go on. So you work with the child, a couple of times, and then have the child do the first 10 letters or the first 6 letters, depending upon the ability of your child. Start working with the child. Ensure that the child knows the sequence. Continue in that form. Now, if your child knows all the sequence, then you can move over to formation of 2-letter words. Now you look up into any LKG books, you can find 2-letter words. In, is, as, those kind of 2-letter words. Thank you for watching. In my next video, I will explain how you can introduce your child to the next level, about how your child can begin with 2-letter words, 2-letter, 3-letter words, and how we can move over to the next level. Thank you. Do work out with this. You will need a little time preparing with this. Do it. In case I just forgot this one bit, just in case you do not have this packing material, like I said, the shirt material, you can even use wedding cards. See, in this strip I've used wedding cards. You can use wedding cards also. Do not throw them away. So that's how you can do. Happy working. Hope you enjoy working, and then hope you enjoy working with your child also, apart from preparing the materials. It's a great experience, so please do it rather than buying from the shop. Make the materials at home. It's an enjoyable experience. Thank you.